I'm a DJ boy, going to decentral, making NFT, I'm a DeFi, being crypto poor but JPEG rich.
My name is Adam Charles. I've been collecting crypto influencers like they are Pokemon cards since 2017. I now work for Viral Nation, which is the largest influencer marketing agency in the world. Some of my clients include Will Smith and Ariana Grande. But I do the Web3 department. That includes all the great guys you're going to see. Here's the thing about mass adoption. Anyone know anything about mass adoption? What do you know about mass adoption, sure?
Mass adoption is where everybody takes advantage and gets into this entire game. We're talking about cryptocurrency.
That's pretty good. Does anyone disagree with him? Do you disagree?
Yeah, I do.
You disagree. Why do you disagree?
Disagree because when everybody gets in, it's not the same thing anymore. It fundamentally changes.
Follow me to say, here's the thing. Mass adoption needs to happen for all Web3 technologies to eventually have some worth. Everyone from your Uber driver to your Starbucks barista that misspells your name to your mother needs to know how to get Bitcoin, how to download a wallet. And the crazy thing is, they go to YouTube to do it. And when I say that, because everyone in here is an insider, they're like, YouTube? Why would they go to YouTube? Because the alternative is Googling, how do I get Bitcoin? And then being harassed by terminology you don't understand, and then before you know it, you're reading a white paper. It looks like a trigonometry textbook, right? When my car breaks down the side of the road, I need to change the tire. I Google how to change the tire. It leads me to YouTube. I watch a video. I was raised by a single mother. I had to go to YouTube to learn how to shave because no one could show me. Same thing. When people want to know what is an NFT, they type it in, end up on YouTube. Before you know it, they're buying Bitcoin off an exchange. YouTube is important. But we've been saying that crypto is going to be mass adopted since 2017. Haven't we been saying that? How long have we been saying it?
I don't know.
I don't know. When was the first time you said crypto is going to be mass adopted?
2017.
2017. Anyone say 2018, 2019? We've been saying it for a while. It hasn't happened yet. Why hasn't it happened? Maybe because crypto is complicated. Maybe because when someone Googles what is crypto, they end up on a white paper that looks like a math problem. But NFTs, Metaverses, Ready Player One, gaming, these are easier things to understand. They can be a gateway drug to cryptocurrency, and that's what we're going to talk about. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out my panelists. First up is the one and only lovely king of the beers, Crypto J Chains. He also works for BitBoy Crypto. He hosts Around the Blockchain daily on BitBoy. It was the best show on YouTube. Take it away.
Hey, thanks, everybody. Thank you, Adam. Always a great introduction. I feel like I'm at a wrestling match, which is really cool. My name is Justin. I go by J Chains in the crypto and YouTube world. We got a channel called Meta Money. We just teach people how to make money with this new Web3. I mean, there's so many opportunities. I like to say you might have missed the boat with Bitcoin, but you're not going to miss the boat with NFTs and the Metaverse. So what's up, dude? It's always good to see you. Rice, good to see you. What's up, man?
Look at that beard. I wish I could grow that. I tried.
Thank you.
Not working out. All right, next up is going to be the guy riding the bull right there with the shield, fighting his part. Wait, no. It's the guy with the sword fighting the guy with the bull. Nick Dye, Debate Crypto. Come on up here. I couldn't tell which one was you. You're the bear.
Which one's me?
Why are you riding the bear, not the bull?
Listen, I'm feeling slighted because you just said this is the beard man. I'm feeling a little hurt. Okay. Now I'm Nick Dye, go by Crypto Keeper. Happy to be here. Looking forward to today. We have a show called Debate Crypto. We're on Monday through Saturday. On Saturday night, we focus specifically on influencer debates, and so we really dig in and dive into the questioning the narratives of what's happening in the crypto space. So come check us out, Debate Crypto on YouTube.
Woo! All right, the next two guys up here are really special. They are technically the second largest influencer or content creator, you want to call them that, on YouTube. But when you take into account all their socials, they have an argument to be the #1 influencer in all of crypto. They're also two very attractive Hollywood movie stars. Altcoin Daily, Austin, Aaron, Arnold, get up here.
What's up, guys? What's up? Great to see everybody. Hey, thanks, Adam.
Thank you for leaving me hanging.
Adam's the man. Great host. Anyway, yeah, Altcoin Daily on YouTube. We come at the market from every man's perspective, break down news, give our opinion, and we always thought if cryptocurrency is for everybody, surely we could figure it out and bring everybody along with us.
Thank you guys for showing up today, being part of this conversation. Many more to come on Altcoin Daily. The reason you subscribe is because we cover the cryptocurrency news that the mainstream media won't, and other maybe financial or tech channels can't break it down as easily, and we cover it for the common person. So thank you.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah, let's make some noise.
Is
Look at
somebody
that shirt. That shirt is loud. I love it.
Adam, is somebody going to fly off the top ropes during this panel?
Be quiet. Sorry. All right, next up is, you guys might be familiar with Token Metrics, but you're probably more familiar with Ian Bellina. Ian Bellina was the very first content creator. He trailblazed for all these guys to be on stage. Without Ian Bellina, it's possible that none of these guys would be on stage right now. Ian was on to talk before us. He's a little exhausted, but he also has a channel called Token Metrics. It is run by this awesome guy, Bill Noble.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. I work for Token Metrics, and I host something called the Market Update. What is that? Well, I tell you what's happening clearly, and then I try to tell you where it's going next. Okay? So, not investment advice, not the crystal ball.
What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening? Well, right now they're marking it down, right? Making it cheap. So all of these people in the audience can afford to get involved. And everybody watching on TV can afford a ticket to the show. So we do less news. We do a lot of complicated data. Even you, man. Even you. Even dad that's got a daughter going to medical school. So tune in for the market update. Thank you.
Bill Noble, everyone. All right, the next guy is very interesting. He's actually a former NFL player. When you see this man, you're going to know he means business. Moon Daddy, get on up here.
Yep. How's it going, everyone? Moon Daddy, a.k.a. Ramel Connor. I'm a co-founder of the Moonwalker ecosystem. We consider ourselves different because we're full transparency. Also, I create content and crypto content. It's Crypto RC. Looking forward to talking to everyone.
Hey, man, what NFL teams did you play on?
Oh, Miami and Pittsburgh. Miami and Pittsburgh. Many eons ago, you see this gray hair.
Pittsburgh or Schittsburg?
Schittsburg. Okay.
All right, we got one more guy's back there. Come on out, Miggity.
Miles Garrett is my buddy. Oh, yeah? So I got some love for you.
You have to say something, Miggity. No, not my mic. Take someone theirs. I don't give up this mic. I'm like Joe Rogan.
Hi, my name is Miguel. I go by Miggy Crypto. I've been in this overall space for the last decade. Right now, I'm working with a group called the Metabuilders Group, and what we are is a Web3 branding agency. I'm their lead community developer, so what that means is I help build communities. I engage with people and teach other projects, companies, and brands how to sell their product in this new space of a bunch of Web3 degens who don't want to do things the traditional way. So I'm that contact point for them, and what we do is help bring in people to the space, new and old, big or small.
What are you holding in your hand?
This is my Buffy Corn from ETH Denver. I got it in February, and I've been trolling ETH Denver ever since, bringing him to every conference. So he goes with me everywhere I go to all the crypto space, and he'll eventually have his own Twitter and his own Instagram, but he's my conference buddy. I couldn't find any real people to come with me, so he's the only one that didn't have
That's
a regular
so sad,
job.
man. Come on.
He's the
You
only
gotta
one that
keep the
didn't
real
have
levy.
he didn't have a regular job and regular hours, so he's always free.
All right, cool. Hey, that's everyone. Let's start the panel. I don't have a separate seat for him. You're going to have to hold him like a baby. All right, so I guess the first question I have is, what's the deal with mass adoption? When was the first time someone came up to you and said, hey, crypto's going to be mass adoption? Do you remember the first time you had your first conversation? J-Chains, go.
For me, it was 2017. Whoever in the crowd had said it when Adam asked, we were saying the same thing backstage, is 2017. And we've been saying this, I feel like now for years. It's, crypto's not going to be mass adopted until it's easy as swiping your credit card, because what's the point of making it harder, right? Well, that's what I think, and kind of what this whole panel is all about is, with the inception of blockchain gaming, with the metaverse, play to earn, all that stuff. Like it gets people into crypto, into blockchain, at a very easy barrier to entry, right? It sucks now. Like this Steppen app, it's the rewards on it have gone way down, but people have found out about crypto through being active, which I think this is a phenomenal thing for the space. Do the mechanics of the play to earn ecosystem have to get better? 100%. The longevity of some of these projects they're just going to die out because they have to work on that. But building these programs and these platforms and these ecosystems, it's all about getting normal people into the space without even realizing. You just played a video game, right? Well, you just earned some money. Shit, that's awesome.
Aaron, it looks like you have something to say.
Well, I was just going to say, crypto has come a long way since 2017, let alone 2014 or 2009. We haven't made a lot of progress. Anybody agree?
The Lightning Network crushed it.
I would add on, guys, Austin of the Aaron Austin crew, Austin Aaron. But I would say that, and because mass adoption hasn't arrived yet, that's the opportunity, right? If we were already there, then there wouldn't be any risks. There wouldn't be opportunity to maybe find, where this space will be here 5-10 years from now. So I like that it's taking, it doesn't happen overnight, and the market's working itself out in real time right now.
And there's this concept, maybe one of you guys know the name of it, where humans tend to overestimate what's going to happen in the short term, and then underestimate the effects in the long term. And I think that's where we are right now. Just like you could say in the middle of the 90s with the internet, why haven't we got mass adoption yet? But it came a long way since the 80s, and it just takes some time.
The 80s were great. They wore pants like Miggity. Miggity, when was the first time you heard about mass adoption? Why do you think it hasn't happened yet?
Oh, it's just Miggy, but I like Miggity. No,
there was a guy. There was a guy called Miggity Miner.
I like
that was a
it.
YouTuber that used to
No,
hang
that's
out
totally
with us.
cool.
He got banned from YouTube, so it's hard to differentiate. I'm sorry. Shout out Miggity Miner wherever you are. Miggity, go.
Well, for me, being in the space so long, there wasn't, we heard people talk about mass adoption, but there wasn't a really big push to it because there wasn't as many tools or platforms to utilize. So for me, this last year with the adoption of NFTs, that's where I've heard the word being used the most. Every NFT project, they're the project that's going to create mass adoption. But the only problem that I see is just there's not a lot of thought into what the infrastructure needs. But because we have the ease of NFTs for people to get involved and think that they're going to be the one creating mass adoption, shows that we're at least on the right track. Because the easier as it gets, as they were talking about, the more people will be able to use it. It's just for everybody talking about it now, most of them don't really understand that there is a long road of infrastructure necessary to be built so that way we can have mass adoption. So it is as easy as online banking. So it is as easy as using an app. And now that people are able to build in this space who are new or who are old, we're going to start seeing, I think, people start to realize the structure needed to get there. And so it's a good road to be on, but it's a long road for sure.
And we're even seeing kids, to what you just said, we're even seeing kids, they're coming up playing these games like Roblox and Minecraft. This is what the metaverse is. They're able to build probably better than I couldn't build shit in any of these metaverses, right? But these little kids are doing a pretty good job of building their little worlds. What you got, Adam?
Mickey, I really like your pants. Can I see them?
Yes, I bought these from Rue 21, so I didn't make them.
Someone NFT that, right? Yeah. There we go.
I think that in regards to mass adoption, the institutions have been trying to press their way into the crypto space for a long time, and whether we like it or not, they're here. And because they are here, we have put ourselves into a position that the mass adoption is the other side of it, where the layman is involved in crypto, where every single day we can talk to somebody, we can bring up crypto, and it's not is that something like Bitcoin or Ethereum? No, it's just a common conversation, and one of those common denominators are things that people do every day, like playing video games, etc. It doesn't need to be these technically savvy DeFi plays. It's the easier side of it. It's the more simple to digest. I open up a website or a game, I get into it, before I even know it, I'm earning, which is obviously a positive thing on the backside, but we don't need to have all this technical wizardry to make it happen.
Yeah, I would say with our project, we're running Zoom calls just to oversimplify the process. We noticed that a lot of our investors don't even know how to open a wallet, right? So we have, within our website also, we oversimplified it so you can connect on our website to...
What's your project?
What's that? I'm sorry.
What is the project?
I'm sorry, moonwalkerstoken.com. Moonwalkers is my project. And what we do is we work with really the layman's to crypto people that have never invested. We run a Zoom call every other day, and we allow them to really learn from us as well as invest. And what we notice is that a lot of banks, from a Wells Fargo to Chase Bank to Bank of America, they don't allow crypto transactions. So we found other ways, and we help our investors
But they're in the background. But they're in the background buying
developing
it up.
their own. Yeah, they're buying it up from Grayscale, right, from the brokerages. So simplicity, right, is very important to oversimplify the process, and the adoption will come. And we're noticing more people coming on board with our project.
Simplicity, yeah. That's kind of where this, I'm looking from this angle, I can see the thing behind you, and the words are saying, Metaverse will say crypto, NFTs will say crypto, bring about mass adoption. So, I mean, has anyone ever heard the term Web3 prior to 2022? Did anyone hear it said in 2021? It was just blockchain, right?
It was a good rebranding because blockchain and crypto had a negative connotation with the normies.
But for real, did anyone hear about Web3 prior to 2022? That came out of nowhere, right?
I don't know, not me personally, and I think a big reason for that was because even though NFTs were around since 2017, they didn't really get popularized until people made that sale. Because my experience was for 9-10 years, nobody really cared about participating or getting involved. The minute that Beeple sale happened, everybody kind of realized like, oh crap, we can get involved. It really can be a little bit more simple. And so I think seeing the tools provided enabled some people to understand how the internet progresses. And so they were able to see the technology that was there, the old technology, and then they branded it the Web3 space. And that couldn't have happened without
Web3
NFTs.
is a simple term. It means anything blockchain related, right? Metaverses, NFTs, blockchain gaming, even DAOs and stuff. So I would ask you to get this back on track is how will these new concepts, some maybe it's funner, a little more off the wall concepts, help with mass adoption to the general audience?
Well, what's going to happen? I mean, with the general audience, maybe is one thing, but when you think about kind of the
humanity, the human race.
Yeah. Well, the ecosystem of business with everything we do, right? Like, if you start to see these companies shift over to a Web3 mindset where they're putting all their stuff on the blockchain, it's going to be shit or get off the pot for these other companies. You're going to have to react and adapt to survive in order to stay in business at some point. Obviously, 10 years down the road, maybe is what we're thinking for that, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but once that becomes the model, right? And you got companies incentivizing and all that stuff in order for you to get on their platform because, right, the attention, if you've got attention, that's oil, and that's kind of what the industry is moving towards, right? So if you've got that attention, you want to keep people focused with what you're doing.
It has to start with education, though, and I think that's the point where a lot of us are trying to do that. Like in the YouTube space, we want to educate people. This is what's actually happening. This is what you can look for. This is how you do this. Because without the education, people are literally asking questions that to us in the crypto space sounds just crazy, right? As simple as something like what's an NFT, and not being able to explain that it's just showing digital ownership of an asset. So many people that aren't actively in the crypto space think that an NFT is just a piece of art that's on the internet. And I've heard a lot of people say that when the NFT space comes up.
And what is the craziest thing you've heard?
What's the craziest thing I've heard?
Yes.
Man. As it relates to NFTs? With whatever. I guess to me it sounds crazy that people that not everybody is already looking at and been into crypto. That's my mindset. I've been in about 5.5 years or so, and to me, I feel like it's inundated, it's into my life, and I feel like when I walk around and I'm talking to people, I should be able to have that conversation, but I see it every single day. I was on the little bus on the way to the airport, and the guy was like, "Yeah, what do you do?" And I talked to him for a second about what I did, and he was like, "Oh, is that like that digital like weird cash thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll work on that. Here, let me give you my my YouTube page. You can jump on there." But I think it's education.
That's how it's done. Like I was saying in my intro, when my tire breaks off on the side of the road, I need to change it. I go to YouTube to figure it out.
Yeah.
What do you think when someone wants Bitcoin? Where they go? You think they take the time to learn all the terminology so they can read some crummy article on Cointelegraph? Yes, Cointelegraph, I called you out for crummy articles. No, they go to YouTube and hear it from relatable people like Bill Noble. Bill, when people come to your channel and they're asking questions, how do you dumb it down? How do you simplify it? Or do you think it even needs to be simplified?
All right, let's try this. So you got to solve a really big problem at a really affordable price. So you wanted an iPhone because you don't want to carry an iPod and a BlackBerry. Okay, so an iPhone's $1,500. How do you make that affordable? Well, you have a $25 a month payment plan from AT&T, and all of a sudden, the world is mesmerized with their news feed on the iPhone that they can't live without. So how do you make the gateway to Web3? Well, first of all, you got to offer people a cheap ticket. How do you offer people a cheap ticket? Well, you have to drive cryptocurrencies, or you have to be okay with cryptocurrencies going down. Because if cryptocurrencies go down, everybody in the audience goes, "Hey, I can buy a ticket." Okay, buy a ticket to what? Well, how about sanity? How about sanity, right? I mean, there's two types of therapy that work, right? Psychotherapy and retail therapy, okay? So somebody goes, "Okay, I want to go shopping." Well, you can go shopping in the metaverse. And you're like, "Really?" Yeah, you go in, you go to the metaverse, you take your little ticket, you buy an NFT of a camouflage jacket or those Air Jordans or my colleague's pants down there. And then the next thing you know, after you bought your little digital good, you're like, "Oh, wow, I got a collectible." Then the doorbell goes ding dong. And guess what? The pants, the jacket, it shows up. It's got a QR code on it, tells you about the artist. Next thing you know, you are cool. And then let's talk about sanity. When the retailers figure it out and you're shopping online, well, maybe they donate a little money so that you can go in a metaverse or an artificial reality, and maybe they have an AI version of Sigmund Freud. So if you're sad and lonely, you got somebody to talk to. So rich people shop, rich people are cool. You can be cool. You can buy a digital shirt or you can buy a real shirt. And then the next thing you know, people are like, "Wow, I really want this. I want to learn this crypto thing because it's making me sane and happy, and it's fun. And I got to learn about wallets and crypto. Oh, I don't care about that. Like stepping, right? Oh, you mean you're going to pay me to work out?"
Hey, Bill. So listening to you is say that. First of all, it's very engaging. I feel like I owe like a mobster money, and he's giving me a speech before he blows my brains out. But you said something that is very, very true. It's a gateway drug. These crazy things, they're so crazy and they're so interesting and they're just so fun that you're buying digital pants, those pants, in the metaverse, and now you own some type of crypto, and before you know it, you're investing in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you're making money and you're becoming financially stable and you're supporting your family. Moon Daddy, what do you think about that? You think that all this crazy stuff, the metaverse and NFTs and maybe things getting integrated into gaming is helping attract people who normally wouldn't be attracted to just cryptocurrency by itself?
Yeah, for sure. It's part of our roadmap. We're working on games that are kind of retro. So, example like a Contra, right? Those.
What's the code? Left, right,
left,
down?
right, up, down, right, left, right.
Got it.
Close, right, close. But it just sparks nostalgia, kind of to his point. People remember those times, and they can attach a memory with the current state, what's going on right now. So the adoption will definitely come with, things that spark the emotions of feeling good. So.
J Chains,
Yes, sir.
Why does your hat say lazy?
Oh, you guys familiar with the Lazy Lions NFT project? Yeah, I'm a lazy hat.
You're a lazy hat.
Shout out to my homies.
Shout out to home. Hey, but lazy hat, you have to have strong opinions, being that your channel is called Meta Money. How do you think the metaverse is helping with the adoption of cryptocurrency amongst general humanity?
Well, again, like I was saying earlier, it's it's the idea of where we're going. I think is probably the most important thing, and I appreciate your question, Adam. The idea with the metaverse and where we are is that it's just it's an idea. It's a lot of concepts. It's a lot of studio built trailers that are all hype. I mean, there's a few platforms that are out that you can actually get into and do what you're intended to do within the ecosystem. But for the most part, I mean, with BitBoy Crypto, we have an estate in Sandbox. We've been building on it for 3 years. We still can't get into it. You can't do anything with it. So we're years out. On some of these other metaverses, I think
Why would someone live in the metaverse?
Why would they? Well, that's a great question, man. I think it all depends on who you are or what you do. Say you can't leave your house for whatever reason, and you get an opportunity to work or get educated within an ecosystem. And I listened to a talk by Raul Paul say, this was several months ago, he said, you're already living in the metaverse, right? When you're on a Zoom call, when you're on a FaceTime, these are just digital re-representations of our voice and our face. So we're kind of already there, right? So don't be afraid of it. So don't be afraid of living in the metaverse. Am I going to live in the metaverse? No. I'd rather give someone a hug in real life than over a computer, But for some people, it's going to be how they need to feel accepted or welcomed or on an even level playing field with a lot of other people. So there's potential for it to really take off Ready Player One. I think once we get to that, where you're in Nebraska, but you've boomed yourself right into that seat right there, and you're sitting in an auditorium, and you could shake hands with the person next to you. We're way off from where people could live there, but
Austin, why would you live in the metaverse, or why would your audience want to live in the metaverse?
I don't like to think of it as an either-or type thing. I think that the metaverse, as some of this panel has been alluding to, is just a natural extension of yourself, your digital extension of your brand, your life. So I don't think it's as much as, why would I choose to shop in the metaverse instead of shopping in real life or hang out with friends in the metaverse or in real life. I think that if you think the world is trending more digital, I'm not talking year to year, but over the next decade, next 20 years, if you think, the world's probably trending more digital, not less digital, then you're going to want an extension of yourself in that digital world. We're already half there with Zoom, with Instagram. A lot of kids growing up today, their sort of representation on Instagram is more important to them than their representation in real life. That's what they care about. And then blockchain and Web3, that's just the verifiability and digital ownership of that digital world. So I think it's more going to be since everybody is interacting, having social situations, whether it's work or with friends anyway, then this metaverse reality that we're sort of just already living in now, it's inevitable.
I think we need to focus on, I might get crucified for saying this, but I think we need to focus on the real world right now. We've got some real problems going on if any of you have looked around. And I think that it's great that we have an alternative place where we can look and maybe have some fun, earn some extra income. I know people, when they were forced to stay home, figured out, hey, wait a minute, I don't need to go to work and I can make money from home. And I think that has sparked actual problems now in the real world, because all of these companies now are saying, well, we just don't have anybody to work. So it's every action has a reaction. And I feel like there's a lot of things in the real world right now that could really change. We have an NFT project called Danger Close Alpha, where we're trying to bring education to people about getting themselves prepared for whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's government tyranny, whatever it may be. And I don't know, I think too many people are so focused on getting their mind just in a total otherworldly place where that can be part of what you do, but not what we probably should be focusing on first and foremost. We've got some real issues to take care of.
So when you talk about where you're living, are you living on Facebook or Instagram on your phone? How much time are you spending on that? So what do you want to do? Do you want to look at your high school sweetheart on vacation with someone other than you on Facebook so you can feel bad about yourself? Oh, by the way, they designed it that way. Or do you want to go into Metaverse and hang out with your high school classmates, right? You don't have to live there, but where does your mind live? Does your mind live in, oh, I feel bad? Or does your mind live, hey, how you doing? You want to be my friend? And if you're not comfortable doing that in person, maybe you can do it in a metaverse in a way that doesn't put you in Zuckerberg's control.
Can I just get a quick show of hands? If Bill just makes you like very calm when he talks, can you just raise your hand? Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, I feel very calm.
Calmly uncomfortable.
Do you think there are any users?
Hey, this guy has the mic. We'll come to you later. Go ahead.
Do you think there are users of the metaverse that aren't aware about cryptocurrency or don't care about cryptocurrency?
Certainly, there are users. I mean, the metaverse is, obviously kind of this catch-all term like the cyberspace. And, if you're in Zoom or playing a video game, you're in the metaverse. But as time goes on, and, I think people will choose to, part of the promise of Web3 is instead of just read and write, you can own your items. And, as that develops, people are going to be more inclined to own their items rather than just pay money and actually don't own anything. And to the question of, why would somebody choose to do things in the metaverse? I just think we're so early with humanity in the digital age in general. I mean, YouTube only invented in 2005. It's not even 21 yet. Obviously...
It can't drink.
It can't drink yet. And it's just, as the world trends more digital, kids today, they have like 10 friends they can like bring to their house and show them their collection. But online, you can show your hundreds of friends your collection. People are going to opt into more online items more and more.
J-Chains, how many friends you got? None. Moon Daddy, how many friends you got? You got to have more than none.
You got one or two. But I was going to say in an ad also the educational part, right? Kids can be in Saint-Tropez. They can travel outside of their neighborhood, right? It's educational applications as well, just traveling the world online with your friends, seeing things that you weren't exposed to. I think of inner city kids, I'm from Chicago originally, and most kids there, they don't leave the city of Chicago. But with this, with these applications in the future, they can travel all over the world and expand upon, their imagination and, have some things to be hopeful for.
Moon Daddy, what is the future for Web3 security in an age where everyone's getting hacked now? Don't you think that would bring adoption quicker?
The security aspect, bringing adoption quicker. Yeah, the more secure it is, the better, right? Something we're working on with our projects is to have ongoing vulnerability checks with a couple different security companies. So yeah, it's very important. Security is number one. Also, we educate people just in regards to not connecting to, a potential website like they have a pinksale.com, right? We've had some of our investors connect to, just the simple education of things like that, right, is very important from elementary.
The reality on security, I think, whether we like to admit this or not, the majority of people that get hacked, they didn't so much get hacked as they made a really stupid decision and clicked on something that they shouldn't have. We don't like to admit that, but that's just a fact. Something came up, I looked at it, it looked legit. I really thought I was gonna make some money really fast, so I said, heck yeah, I'm on it. Let's connect my wallet there and let's go. Like for example, on OpenSea, you open up your hidden, your hidden NFTs, and you've got all these NFTs in your wallet, and it's enticing. It's like, oh, I didn't even know I had these. Where did these come from? Well, there's probably a good chance you shouldn't click on that because you're going to have issues. We had a member of our private group that just lost like 70 grand, and he did exactly that. And I was sick to my stomach. He called me. It was like 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday night. I'm laying in bed watching TV, and I took the call because I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is awful. And I walked him through all the things he had done in the last week, trying to figure out what happened. Well, there it was. The magical NFTs that he received in his wallet just lost him about $70,000. So be freaking careful.
Yeah, and I think with that, the biggest thing about cybersecurity is what is, an underlying theme is the education factor. I was recently at a technology summit, which were all corporate structured cybersecurity companies, data management companies who have existed in the Web2 space and have had lots of experience doing these types of things. And I was like the only degen nerd there who did crypto stuff. And so I went to every booth. There was like 45, 50 booths. Spoke to every single company there. And the first thing I asked them was their level of involvement with the blockchain and whether or not they were interested if they were not involved. And so here you can see where the big play in education is very under-supported, because a lot of them, the reasons, like the very few that were involved because they were hired by a crypto company. The other ones, they didn't know how to get involved. They didn't know who to connect to and how to get involved with the community that's emerging in this Web3 space. So that's where you see education on an individual level can not only protect you as a consumer, can not only protect you as a consumer, to protect you from having wallet hacks, but it can ensure security for bigger brands and companies who want to get involved, because even the security companies out there, they don't know about this kind of stuff and they're trying to learn too. Yeah.
Or they do.
I'm getting prompted by the MC here to be vicious. I just want to piggyback on the back here is how do we increase accountability as well? Because I see that as being a real hurdle for onboarding people who see the space as just scammy.
For me personally, I think that's a big part of the education factor, because the blockchain itself is self-accountable. The metrics and the algorithms involved do that without bias, without opinion. It's all automated and flawless. And so utilizing blockchains that are already have existed and have tenure and building off of that is number one. And then from there, you can create many other solutions into that fact. But the accountability is on the blockchain, the verifiability, and teaching people that that's the most important function of cryptocurrency or NFTs is where you can really get into that security measure. Because if you understand that, then you can build additional securities on top of that, and then you have furthermore accountability, which is why the financial system is so desperately needing this, because the biggest problem with the banking systems is the lack of accountability, and the blockchain, specifically like things like Bitcoin, have the technology to change that, because it's completely accountable in every way and it's automated.
The banking institutions aren't ready to educate people, and here's the reason. They're trying to they see the writing on the wall. It's right there. But they are trying to position themselves in markets like right now when prices are low to get themselves positioned to be able to do what? Make gains. And that's what they're trying to do. They don't want to educate you yet. We want to educate you. These financial institutions do not want to educate you. They look at crypto as their ultimate, what's the word I'm looking for? They look at it as a huge opportunity long term, but short term they're looking at it as, oh my gosh, this is dangerous. This is going to lose us money. Decentralized finance is taking money out of our hands every single day. We have to figure out how to position ourselves before we educate anybody. The moment that the banks start giving you crypto education, y'all better start paying attention.
Hey, she's got something for you.
Hey, she said hi. You just talked over.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So speaking of educating people and pretty much meeting them where they are, I learned a lot about crypto, when it first came out on YouTube. So how are you guys using your shows to educate people that might not know about what you're doing?
Might not know the basis of crypto, you mean? They're beginners.
Well, the first thing the beginners have to learn is that it can go up and down. Seriously.
Well, yeah, crypto
Right.
can, but that's the thing. Like crypto can, but like I think the whole basis of this conversation is not like with NFTs and with Metaverse and like getting into like these play to earn games. Like you can stop paying attention to the freaking price of Bitcoin and ETH and whatever, and you can just like get involved in the ecosystem, start building, creating, do something. Don't just sit there with it's not Blockfolio. What is it, FTX now? Don't just sit there and refresh your portfolio. That's the thing. Like, who cares about what the price is? Get involved and do something so that you don't have to worry about that. So when it is a shit market like we're in right now, you're building your stack so that when we are back, guess what? You're in a better position than you are today. That's the whole thing. Don't worry about the price. Thank you.
Woo! And don't invest what you need to pay your rent.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Right, but when it's going up, you can't tell people that. You have to pound them. You have to pound that into their minds that, hey, it can go up, and when it goes up, you take the money.
Bill, I feel like I got a bullet in the
Taking
back of my
profits?
head. Oddly enough, my Uber driver told me that he invested in Doge and Shiba and he lost all his money and he can't pay his rent. I was trying to explain to him, those are meme coins, but that's all he knows because TikTok took it to the moon. More mainstream influencer, Kim Kardashian and so on, they started talking about it, and that was the first introduction a lot of the mainstream people had to crypto. They don't even know what Bitcoin is. They knew Doge. It doesn't do anything. So, with mass adoption, you need an entry point. What do you think is the proper entry point? It ain't Doge.
I think it's important to meet people where they're at, talking about how to educate the masses. Just talking to, normal people in general, you become acutely aware, a lot of people come in and just know about Doge. And, I think obviously you start with why Bitcoin's valuable, how it started in the space. You move on to Ethereum and what it can do. And then I think you talk about to show them social proof. Visa using, Ethereum Rails for stablecoin or, different people buying Bitcoin. And, you really tailor it to the people and what they're interested in.
To answer the young lady's question more directly and kind of touch on this one, what I do with the Meta Builders Group is we provide a turnkey solution for brands, companies, individual artists to get involved with the space at any level that they want to. And so one of those things is I'm building a channel. It's starting on YouTube called Cryptic Crypto. And what I do is create content. It's either me walking through a platform or a project that I believe in or that I like, going through all the functions of what is necessary, how to get the wallet, how to get the crypto, how to buy the NFT, how to play the game, how to use the platform, how to log in, all these things. And just by creating this content, giving people at least an area to go to that is not subjective, non-biased, that it's literally this is what the project is and this is how you access it. And doing that for individual projects as well, because that's a very key thing when engaging in a community.
I got a question, a serious one for you. Metaverse and regulation, that's what I really want to know about. We haven't talked about that much. What do you guys feel about that? What does that look like? Is it going to hinder us, help us?
Govern me harder, Daddy.
Oh my God.
Woo, that's a deep one.
Nobody wants regulation for the metaverse,
don't say anything. I'm gonna get the FBI on your butts. Answer that question, Jay Chains.
I'd say no way, man. Nobody wants regulation for the metaverse. On the crypto side of it, yes, obviously because it's price action and stuff, and if you're investing in a project, yeah, but we have to have it. We're seeing what's happening, and you're asking questions with the scams and the rug pulls and all that stuff. It's until there's regulation, and unfortunately, did anybody go to Bitcoin 2022 this year? Have you gone in years past? It's no longer a movement, right? It's an industry.
Right.
It's an industry now. It's that big. So we need regulation in this industry so that people don't get robbed, so that people don't lose everything that they've got because they're putting everything into it. That's the goal.
That sounds good, but
we've proven that we can't regulate ourselves.
We can't do that.
Right, but you can regulate. You can regulate, but who polices the metaverse? You got a metaverse house. How do you prevent somebody from breaking in or
there you go? That's what
stealing your fungible
that's what
token?
I'm wondering, what does that look like? How do we regulate that?
Well, it's isn't it like a sci-fi movie where there's got to be a digital cop, or there's got to be or there's got to be civilians who help police themselves, like a neighborhood watch that's not a bunch of weirdos. It's people who believe in crypto.
Not a bunch of weirdos like this, but still weirdos who believe in crypto like this. So I guess we're weirdos. Hey, that's awesome. Does anyone have any closing statements before I do my wrap up? And everyone here knows what it is. Except for this guy, so he gets a surprise. He goes first.
I think to kind of touch up on his question too and wrap
30
this up,
seconds, brother.
I think the biggest thing we'll see in regulation is more adoption and use of this technology, so that way we can govern more systems ourselves through DAOs and systematic structures, so that way we can work with industries who regulate, but also work with communities to help police that regulation and work for everybody.
Get educated, get educated, get educated. It solves all these problems.
Woo!
Yeah,
hey!
Love it.
What's your name again?
Crypto.
Not a
Miggy
T.
Crypto. Hey,
No
I just
T.
met Miggy Crypto today. He's not usually one of my guys, but hey, you got a lot of good things to say. So this is how we do our wrap-ups all the time. You're going to love this. Starts with you. We're going to turn to the left and say something nice about the guy to your left. Go ahead.
Man, you definitely got a lot going on, and you know a lot. I appreciate your ability to educate and onboard people, because we need more people like that.
That's very kind of you. I appreciate you, Miggy. Thank you. Moonwalkers. Hey, Chi-Town, what's up? I'm from there as well. I noticed the red and black. I love your perspective. I love that you did something professionally in the athletic world, in your previous life, but you're here, so that means you've got a platform, you've got a voice, you've got an audience, and you're using it, hopefully wisely to benefit the space and to benefit the people that are getting it. So good on you.
Much appreciated, my brother. Young man, I'm jealous of your beard. I'm 40. I'll be 45 this month. I can't grow one. So, number one, you have the sickest beard. I need to get one. So,
thank you.
Number one. But no, it's been a great experience. And once again, it's just about elementary learning from the basics, right? And understanding red flags, really. That's something we educate our people in our Telegram with. Educate yourselves and understand what is a potential red flag for losing your freaking money. So.
I love on Altcoin Daily, if I want to see what's going on any given day, I can come and get an easily digestible video that's like not an hour long, and I come to you for it, so I appreciate that.
Appreciate that, man.
Do you just say you love him? That's what you're saying?
I actually tell all of the people that follow us at the end of all of our shows, if nobody's told you before today, and I'll tell you all this, I freaking love you. I hope you guys have a great day.
I love you too. To my brother, you're a great teammate, great YouTube channel. You meet people where they're at in the space, and I think that's why you've been so successful. And keep going. I love you too.
I love you.
There's a lot of loves here. Does anyone else want to say they love somebody? I love you, J Chains. I love Miggy. I just met you, so it might not be love yet. It's appreciation, but everyone else I love.
Is it lust first?
And feel free to come up to us after the show today. We'd love to meet some of you guys.
We'll be hanging. Bill, I thought you had really good perspective on this panel. Whenever you were talking on the mic, I tuned in. I think you have I love the perspective you brought, which is just like it's sort of a different point of view than I've heard before, and that's what this space needs. So I hope you have the mic more.
Thank you. All right. So I want to say one thing. Thank you for that. And crypto is great because a guy with 1 million followers was willing to hand the mic and share a mic with a guy who didn't. Now, as far as love to the left, there's Adam Charles, right? Okay? I'm 52 years old, and he does not have to include a 52-year-old YouTuber to run his business. So he included me, right? And then he created a culture where these guys all welcomed me. So how did we get here? We got here through the spirit of crypto, and Adam helped us do that.
Thank you, Bill. I was signaling to the crowd. You're supposed to say something. The last guy says something about the crowd. You've seen these before. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Hey, everyone, you're all great. I only counted 3 people, and they all rot in hell, but only 3 people left the panel as we were talking. If you go to most panels, people get up, they leave, they peek in. But we entertained you enough that you sat here and you wasted your time hearing us ramble. I appreciate it. I love you all. I want to talk about these guys that have been annoying me all day. This is Chris Rice. He's on my panel tomorrow. He has a YouTube channel, Rice Crypto. That's Crypto Blood. Asking the hard questions. He's on my panel tomorrow. This is Seth Estrada videotaping us on his phone. Mind Your Biz. He's on my channel tomorrow. Panel tomorrow. We have 2 panels tomorrow. One is Morality of a Web3 Educator, where we talk about, what are the moral conflicts with, running a YouTube channel. And we also have Hollywood and Web3, a match made in heaven. I don't know. We're going to learn, because these 2 guys have about 50 IMDb credits between them. So they have an insider look into Hollywood, and we never really talked about how that industry is reacting to crypto, but they know. We're going to find out. And also, these 2 will be on panel with Kevin Smith, the creator of Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks, and the new He-Man series, Master of the Universe, with Tila. It was great. I loved it. They'll be on stage tomorrow at 1 p.m. as well. Come and check us out. Give yourselves a hand, but not yet. First, I want you all to make a promise inside your head that once we're done, you're going to follow everyone's channel. So real quickly, what is your channel, Bill?
Token Metrics.
Altcoin Daily.
Altcoin Daily.
Debate Crypto.
Crypto RC.
Meta Money.
Cryptic crypto.
Woo! All right, look at all these DJs in the crowd. Give yourself a round of applause. Let's go.